Okay, so tell me a little bit about yours and your husband's cultural backgrounds and how did you integrate both of your cultures into your celebrations?
Okay, well, I'm Punjabi and my husband is just white. He's from Florida originally, but moved around a lot. So very US culture. So we did both the Anand Garage for us, the Sikh ceremony, and we did like a Christian ceremony. So it's kind of we just did both. We did both of them.
I have so many fusion weddings and I've done like 3 or 4 of these interviews now, and several of them, they had fusion weddings too. It's cool. So let's keep going. What was significant to you as a bride when you were kind of crafting all of your look concepts?
I mostly just wanted to look like myself, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I wanted to look like a bride. So it's very contrasting because myself, my everyday is like a very no makeup look, but I wanted to also be like looking so like just stunning at the end of the day too. I wanted to look like I had makeup on. I wanted to look put together and like just literally like a goddess, which I ended up looking like.
We did. We really killed it. We nailed that for sure. I agree 100%. Did you have any trials or consultations with other bridal artists? And if so, about how many?
I did not. I had like a couple consultations just about like pricing and things, but I didn't actually go in and get like a full makeup trial or anything.
Okay. So the consultations itself were just to inquire about pricing. It wasn't necessarily
Mhm.
like talking about event looks or anything like that.
No, no, no. Just like a pricing gauge. Just one.
It,
I talked to one other person.
of curiosity,
Mhm.
I'm just wondering, like, was the other person that you talked to, like, if they were available or what have you, and you got the pricing, were they within the same tier of pricing? Were they less? Were they more?
They were a little bit more. And
No.
also when we talked about it, we didn't get into talking about like even availability. It was just pricing.
Okay. And so, like, well, now I'm curious, like, what was your reason for going with me over the other artists? Was it like a budgetary thing? Was it a comfort thing?
It was more of a comfort thing because I just walked away from that consultation being like, I don't feel like they cared much about me. They were just like, here's the price, you can do whatever you want. It was just that was it versus like, what are you gonna do? Like what kind of how many looks are you looking for? Things like that. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, my consultation's very thorough. We cover a lot of ground in
yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah. And I felt like from that I could just like I had like a good gauge in like what you're comfortable with and what I can like expect out of you versus like this is the price. Look at my stuff if you want online type of thing.
Okay, like a what you see is what you get type thing. You want it or you
Yeah.
don't. Okay, yeah, that's not very alluring. Okay, so what made you decide that you needed to be a Miss Painted Lady Bride?
Well, I had gone through your Instagram and I loved all of your looks. And I could see that from like the before and after, like the bride still looked like herself, which is something that I think was very important to me. And I also loved like the variety of looks because there's a lot that had like a lot of color and also a couple that were more like not simple, but more just like in the same like neutral kind of zone. So I felt like I could go within any direction and still look good.
I love that answer because, I was thinking this today or yesterday about when makeup artists call it a signature look, but it's
Mhm.
like, and their brides are gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but it's like the same thing over and over and over. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can nail that one look really, really well, but everybody looks like the same. So call it signature, but it's kind of like a stamp. Like to me, I don't know, just my opinion, but I like that we gave you versatility and range. So I'm stoked to get into the looks in a bit. What were you looking for in your bridal hair and makeup artist?
Just someone that could like work with um kind of what I was looking for and someone I could trust that would take kind of like a vision and make it into a reality because I don't know too much about hair and makeup so I just had like thoughts and vibes and I needed to have that like actually applied and made into hair and makeup.
Thoughts and vibes. I love it. She's like, just thoughts and vibes were coming to me. I don't know, just fit it in.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I feel like, and this is like my own personal interpretation, but I feel like between the bridal look questionnaire and I feel like with our beauty concept mappings, like when we're putting the mood boards together, I feel like we're able to extract a lot of the ideas that brides have, even if they can't verbalize it or they don't have real actual visuals that are tangible for them. So we start to like extract a lot of those answers from them so we can get a better understanding of who you are stylistically before we start making recommendations. So, and I think your clothes and your jewelry if you select them without our help, I think it tells us a lot about who you are and what you're going for too. So when it came time to create your beauty concept maps, aka your mood boards, did you find our help with that valuable, and how so?
I did. I like that we could put everything all together because I was a little bit scrambled in my own like gathering of these things. And so to get it back as one page and being like, this is the whole look, it actually really helped with my decorations too, because I was like showing my decoration lady like this is what I'm gonna be, like dressed up, hair, makeup, everything, and like that's like the whole vibe basically for the event. So it was very nice to have it all in one spot.
I love that. I feel like some people bring me their stuff and they say this is the decor, this is the vibe of the event. So, and I'll ask questions like that so I know how to fit things in. Because if it's a secret garden, I'm not going to do like a classic, stylized glam wig. We're going to do something soft and ethereal, like goddess in nature. And so those sort of things help me. But what's cool is for a bride who maybe doesn't have a lot of direction or doesn't want to think about the decor and they just trust their vendor team to like do it. They're like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna look like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I'm gonna let you take the reins on that. Cause sometimes it's cool to do something more monochromatic in nature. Sometimes brides really want to color contrast the backdrop. And so that's cool. I'm glad that was able to help you, especially with like another vendor. That makes me
Yeah.
happy. Yay. Digging into your looks, which one was your favorite and why? This is hard because we had some good ones.
It is. It's very hard because I feel like every single day I just like I loved how I looked, but I do think, oh geez, it's really hard. I think my Sangeet look just
Yeah.
because it was the most different,
Yeah.
but I also feel like I felt gorgeous every single day, so it's hard.
I know. So what I liked about the Sangeet look, well, one, your braid was like so beautiful. I loved the colors that were going on your outfit. But what I really loved for somebody who's like a no makeup girl, that was your recommendation, right? Didn't you send
Mhm.
me that eye? Because I had nothing to do with
Yeah.
that. You sent me this very contemporary, like inner corner, outer corner, lifted, like winged fox eye with this like bright blue underneath. And I would have never had you pegged for a no makeup girl had I not like read your questionnaire form and kind of
Mhm.
spoken with you about it. So I love that you are willing to come straight out the gate, making a statement day one. And when I met you just like this. You had on your glasses.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. And yeah, I just was kind of shocked at how you were able to transform. And I thought that look was really, really edgy and really cool. And the fact that you had like the space framing and the braid and stuff like that definitely softened it. And I think the drape style that we did also kind of
Mhm.
gave like a really sweet, soft kind of princess vibe too. So it wasn't like had we snatched your hair out of your face, it probably would have been like maybe too far over the edge for you. So
Right.
I thought I had good balance. And I think like I loved your ceremony looks, both ceremonies. And that
Mhm.
hair on your Western ceremony was like it. It was it for me.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
I
especially
love
because
that.
we didn't really like talk about hair much before that look. I was just like something to put the veil on is fine, and it looked so good.
Something to put the veil on. I always tell brides this when they tell me like I'm not picky. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
don't ever tell another makeup artist this because they may take you for like advantage of you and just do whatever. And so like
Mhm.
I try to make sure to like give you something that's unique and custom. And I thought that hair was amazing. And like we didn't use extensions for you, right?
No, we
I
didn't.
know you have a ton of hair, I get it, but like sometimes having a ton of like one length hair creates bulk and weight and it doesn't give you
Mhm.
body and volume like you want. So the fact that we were able to achieve all of that, we did something a little bit like elevated and in that contemporary realm, but it still had a classic feel to it. It was just really exquisite with the cut of your gown, and I just was in love. And then reception, I know we initially were looking at a nude lip option whenever you were
Right.
done. And then
Mhm.
you were like, I want to go red. And I'm like, what? And it against the gunmetal color of your outfit and stuff, especially because it was a monochromatic moment. I thought it was
Mhm.
really, really nice to kind of pop up the look with a little color. And your hair was amazing. Yeah. I'm not sure
Yeah.
my favorite look either. I think maybe reception. I think maybe reception.
Yeah.
Because
That one was also very, very fun. And I think the chura, when I had it all on, I was like, yes, the red needs to have more red.
yeah, well, yeah, right. Having red here,
Mhm.
it's like, let's make it make
Mhm.
sense. So you pulled the color up to your face. And
Yeah.
I mean, and you have just such like beautiful white teeth and a perfect smile, and your face was just like your skin was so smooth and your contour was on point and your highlight was going on. So it just, I like that you were willing to do that and you trusted me to make it happen, because it was definitely like an iconic move to elevate the look with the red. Walk potential NPL brides through what it's like to sit in the chair. Were you relaxed? Were you anxious? Did you feel like you could trust yourself in our hands?
I felt very, very relaxed. I as soon as I sat down in the chair, I was like, okay, my job as like the person in charge is like done. Like I could just give all the control to you. Everyone else already had their jobs to like get the stuff like going. So I had a lot of fun.
Yay! Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I feel like overall you were you were a super relaxed bride. I don't recall you being very stressed or distracted, right?
Mhm.
I think you were super good at getting your makeup done. And it's like, some people are like, what does being good at getting your makeup done mean? And I'm like, well, distracted brides and they're doing this and that number, or,
Mhm.
I don't know, just can't follow direction. So I appreciated you a lot as a client. I thought you killed it. You did a really good job. What was your favorite part about being an NPL bride?
I think just I looked great. And also it was very, very quick. Like I originally when I had like thought about hair and makeup and like heard other people talk about hair and makeup, I was like, okay, I have to like carve out like 5 hours every single day. But it wasn't like that long. It was like maybe
Yeah.
2.5. And so that also was just like a very fun part.
Yay, good. I'm happy to hear that, and I'm happy that you touched on that. I think one other brides mentioned that as well. It's something that I hear a lot in person on location. We are super fast, and so usually the way we do it, as you know, we build out the look concepts, and I say, okay, we need 3 hours for this or 2.5 hours for that, and then on location the
Mhm.
day of or the day before, I'll be like, you know what? If you need more sleep, let's give you 30 more minutes of sleep. We'll start 30 minutes later. I'll still have you ready by this time, et cetera, et cetera. So we're good at like structuring things out and outlining things and preparing for
Mhm.
things, but then we're also good about being like, okay, here's some buffer time, get you some sleep.
And I think getting that schedule was really nice because then I could take that schedule, give it to everyone else, and be like, this is when I'll be ready. And for like photography and everything, it just like kind
Mhm.
of like played off of that. So it was like a nice starting point.
Yay. Okay, good. Is there anything you want to share with the viewers out there when it comes to booking their hair and makeup team?
So I think just to have full faith because you really can pull off like whatever you're envisioning. So that's the number one thing.
Oh, and booking me, but what about like, is
Yes.
there anything you'd want to tell somebody about, like, just who's searching for a hair and makeup artist? Like, I always tell brides when they're looking at vendors to DM the real tagged brides, see what their experience is. Were they prompt at responding? Were they respectful? Do they give good direction? Are they, good at disclosing things so that you know the deal? Just
Hmm.
things like that. Like, do you have any other tips about just makeup and hair in general? Finding a
I
vendor?
mean, yeah, like what you said, like I had known someone else that had worked with you and they had nothing but like great things to say. So that also was like a plus. And I think the same thing with all of my vendors. It was just like if someone else had worked with them and had good things to say, then I trusted them.
Yeah. And we only work off of word of mouth referrals because like your vibe attracts your tribe.
Hmm.
I love working with people who, have really good folks in their life. So yay,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I really appreciate you taking time today to speak with me.
Yeah, no problem.
It was fun. It was good seeing your
Yeah.
face again.
It's good to see you too.
All right, girlfriend, take care.
Okay, see ya.